Alright everyone, welcome back to another match from WCS Winter 2019 Europe Edition. We've got two of the top players of their races. This is in the final rounds. I don't even know how to describe, like, a ladder bracket. Look up the bracket. It's like... I've already screwed it up. I've already ruined everything. We're doing it live, but... So essentially... Oh god, what am I doing? Before I introduce the players, I'm doing this. So, depending on the seeds, the players just continue working their way up. Like, player 1, player 2... Well, seed 2, seed 1... It's... Oh my god, you know what? We're actually gonna take it from the top, because that was so fucking bad. Nobody cares. On YouTube, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Alright. We're gonna take it from the top. You'll be in the know. Welcome back to another match from WCS Winter Europe Edition. We have a best of 5 between two of the top players in the final matches, the final rounds. In the top left. Nope, bottom left. So close. Heromarine. The German Terran. And top right is the BlizzCon champion, Serral. Middle left, I guess. Yes, he's on the left side. We're done. We did it. We figured it out, everyone. I can read the mini-map. I finally downloaded that DLC after hitting the Platinum League. I've been told, I've been recommended, I wasn't able to watch WCS Winter live as it was played, but that means I get to watch it for the first time here with you. I was told that Heromarines matches are worth watching. It was not told to me why. And the tone and comments that people made about them make me think these matches aren't going to be so much incredible Starcraft, but instead something a little different. I literally don't know what that means, but people are talking about these matches weird. So what is that going to end up being? Who knows? Obviously the favorite being Serral. I think right now the favorite in everything is Serral. Who knows if... What? This is why we do warm-up casts, okay? Because I always forget how to cast for like 10 minutes. Why don't I just read the production tab? We've got a command center on the way. Heromarine getting his factory. A Reaper is almost done. Building some more SCVs. Serral, 4 Zerglings, and has 2 queens. He's adding on some drones now. And is that... Yes, metabolic boost. Excitement. Okay, I'm glad I could be here for those of you that don't have eyes and are listening to the radio cast and are seeing the most standard TVZ opener from both sides. Reaper coming in. Heromarine is aptly named. He's a hero Terran. He's a Terran with heart. And what that means is he's also a Terran player who will sometimes stay on a unit composition that, on paper, isn't incredible, like Marine Tank. Well into the late game, he just micros so well that sometimes it works out. It's almost always an uphill battle, but sometimes when it does work out, it looks incredible. If you follow him on Twitter or follow his stream, you'll hear... He has very colorful comments about the design and balance of other races on occasion. But of course, he's a big Terran fan, obviously. That is a nice way to put it. The Overlord are going to spot all this. No Marines. The thing is here, an upgrading tech lab, which Serral will see, doesn't really say anything. Everybody gets a tech lab. Will it actually be a Banshee? Will it be a Viking Liberator? You can do almost anything with a Tech Lab starport. The cloak is to force Serral to stay honest, get Spore Crawlers, Make sure he potentially has detection. He could always cancel it. You get all your money back for upgrades and units when you cancel them. Heromarine doing a good job controlling the creep, leaving a couple Hellions at home in case Serral has slipped out Zerglings to counterattack. He has not. Oh, bit of a slip there. Still doing a great job. Keeping control of the creep, it gets exponentially harder as time goes on. The more creep tumors, the more the tumors spread, the harder it is to control them. Getting these first couple and keeping the third base from being fully covered with creep could set him up for a quick, especially tank timing. I think overall, obviously, not having creep is not great for a Zerg. Wow. That was the best I could come up with. That was the phrase. It's overall not great. This is why this is... But tanks benefit the most from slower Zerg units. The more shots they get off, the more damage across all those units. Banshee in the main, finding a position where the Spore Crawlers don't cover. They will have detection. Did he finish Cloak? He did. Actually, Cloak's his way out. Gonna wrap around. Now, even though he can see the Banshee with the Spore, it's gonna take the Queens to kill it. At this level, players are not running their Banshees into Spores, alright? It's not 2012 anymore. Marine found in a good position here. He's going to kill a couple drones. He's racked up 3 kills so far and a lot of mining time. Whoa. Dangerous game. And he has done a pretty great job of controlling the creep. Having Serral kind of push back into his natural and third. At this stage, at over 5 minutes, when Serral has been going Mass Queen, he didn't do like a big unit-oriented strategy. Queens just counter everything. I agree with that. It is a relatively quick lair, getting Baneling speed before upgrade. So here's the benefit of Baneling speed. You obviously faster Banelings, but it also gives you 5 HP on those Banelings, which can make all the difference in closing. That means they no longer get easily killed by Tank Splash. Widowmine's still good, but... Wait. It's mech. Interesting. He's just going straight... I think this is... Okay, never mind. It's Battle Mech. This is Cyclone Hellion. How do I know? Because he's getting the armor upgrade. Old-fashioned, boring, slow Siege Tank Thor mech. No. This is shiny new 2019 mech, where we got Cyclones with infinite range, Blue Flame Hellions. You don't really need weapon upgrades because everything's based on spell casting or damage upgrades overall. This is Battle Mech, pioneered by Gumiho. I think Gumiho is the champion of Battle Mech, and just mech in general. He's the, Give me something clever, Twitch chat. Alright, we're doing it live. Nice targeting on the Banelings, and I think Serral at this point is going to start to realize, wait a second. He's the CEO of McDonald's. There you go. We're just going to reuse that one. But with Banelings on the way, Hydraling Bane is okay. But he's going to need Infestors. This is the thing I think most players really aren't exploring against Battle Mech nearly as much. A lot of players have started going Vipers against it. But Infestors with Fungal can... If you wipe out a group of Cyclone Hellion, that can set you up to finish with a high-tech Broodlord type army. Wow, I can't even put words together, Dave, but thank you guys.
I don't always get to hang out much, but always happy to stop by when I can. Thanks for being an entertaining streamer.
Keep it lit, fam. Is that a fusion core? Oh my god, is he... Like, is the strategy... Don't tell me. Don't get me excited. This isn't just for ranged liberators. He's adding on 2 starports. I think this is for battlecruisers. Automaton, definitely a tough map for Zerg to attack as well. As there are kind of 2 big lanes on either side. It's very difficult. The only place you can go from the right side to the left side is through this middle area and all the way down here. These gold-based minerals serve as a pseudo-wall that makes it a lot easier to essentially wrap around the back or sneak by your opponent. You have to be really out in front of it. Please don't do me like this, Heromarine. Yeah, sure, get advanced ballistics, but where are the battle cruisers? Give me the battle cruisers. Please. So not much. Heromarines only lost 3 units so far. A Reaper, a Marine, and one of his units must have been killed by another one of his own units, because that's the only reason he would have lost 3 units thus far. Fun to note. The Banshees, they don't have hyperflight, but they found a good position. Serral with a massive economy. Heromarine keeping up, though. Advanced ballistics on the way. The double siege action. He's adding on siege tanks. He understands at some point, once both players are maxed out, Battle Mech loses some of its effectiveness just because you don't have the stopping power against the Zerg. Liberators being pumped out 5 at a time. Pentalibs right now from 3 different star... Oh my god. It's a mess. +2 armor on the way, +1 mech weapons. He's filling that in. Both players have ridiculous economies. This is the most... For the next 10 minutes or so, assuming no one really loses a massive amount of workers or bases, this is the highest economies you get in StarCraft. You got both players mining with 3 to 4 fully mining bases. 3,000 minerals a minute. We got 1,300 and 1,600 gas a minute. This is the highest income you can feasibly get in a game of StarCraft. So these players can just throw so many units at each other for a while. We'll have to see if either of them decides to play more defensive, but the Vipers are coming in. Pulling out the Liberators. They do have advanced ballistics, but it pulls them out of the siege mode. Blue Flame Hellion's going to ward back the Hydralisk. Serral needs more energy. I really just hope they keep going head-to-head. Because as fun as it is to see maxed out late-game armies, I think the most exciting StarCraft, well, usually is in Terran versus Zerg. It's when you just keep rallying units into each other, smashing up against each other until someone finally comes out on top. Now, there's a lot of backstop here for these players. They got banks, they got, well, at this point, Tier 3 tech. We got advanced ballistics, we got +3 on the way. Serral going for Broodlords, 5 bases, 80+ workers for both of them, 83 to 82. There's going to need to be Corruptors out. Does he already have Corruptors? No, he doesn't. So Ranged Liberator is going to be super annoying to deal with. But he does have... there are just so many bases to mine from. It's not a huge impact, but every little bit counts. I'd actually love to... I'm going to go to the Heromarine action cam. We're going to do some first person here and see how Heromarine handles this situation with mech. Oh, he gets caught out in the middle of the map. The Hellions are coming in. He's trying to deal with... Now, the biggest thing for top-tier Terrans like Heromarine is not what's happening on the screen most of the time. It's all the other things. At this stage of the game, Heromarine is trying to transition into having a strong, maxed-out army. But he's a little bit scared of Serral with all those Vipers. So what he's trying to do is split off enough army. He's trying to minimize the amount of supply he uses to maximize the amount Serral splits off his army. So if he brings 10 Hydras back to deal with a couple Liberators, that's a net win for Heromarine. He's trying to get map control by dragging all these units back, and it looks like he's been somewhat successful. This base already halfway down. Liberator's able to siege up. Half a dozen Vipers, pulls in some of the clones, but the base will fall. He's got Hellions on the opposite side. Nice snipe. Heromarine opens up the map a little bit with the Liberators, takes advantage of it, but the Hellions are coming in. Serral's there to parry. For now, just macroing up, setting up more bases. You can still see both sides with money in the bank. They're jockeying for a position. Neither wants to be losing a huge army right now. They can't replace it easily. So far, the unit's lost in favor of the German Terran, but that can change very quickly depending on the engagement. The Baneling's still a big threat to Hellions in the right spot. The Liberator siege. Continually covering, making sure he has someone to retreat to, but Serral comes in from the flank. A couple Vikings are there. He pulls several of the Liberators out of the siege. Banshees moving their way into the main. Heromarine trying to split things off and make sure it takes some of the pressure off this attack. Cyclones lock on. Hellions continue to kite back. Banelings with speed are good, but off creep, they're not good enough to close the distance. Heromarine finding a position for the Banshees. Sieges up the Liberators. Nice choke point here. Going to keep the Banelings from rolling through. Another Hellion from the back. The Vipers are spotted. At this point, just needs to keep the Cyclones alive. Hellions are expendable. They're the Lings of Terran, except they slaughter Lings. Oh, a Spore Crawler in the way. Not quite able to keep a hold of it, but a ranged Liberator is out on the map. Heromarine, well, both these players desperately trying to stabilize here so they can execute a full-out attack on their opponent. But neither really wants to let the other get into that position. And, well, that's Starcraft, right? But Serral's found his way over to the left side. Heromarine a little bit late on reacting. Didn't quite have a sensor tower in position. It's still just stuck in his main. The Hellions coming in the back. A bit of a mispathing there, and that's why this map is so tough.
Upgrade complete. Mineral field depleted.
Everything calms down for a moment. The banks continue to grow as both players just feel out the other's positions. That sounds dirty. But moving on. More Hellions being sent out. That ranged Liberator in the back. Heromarine going to, like, what, 6 bases now? I'm pretty good at counting. Cyclone's coming in, but he's going to be able to pull some of the clones into the Hydras and Banes. Immediately evaporated. Hellions on the top left. We'll see how much Heromarine can get done with them. Does he have smart servos done? He doesn't. He can't quickly go into Hellbat mode. He might be inspired to do so now if he has an opportunity to click on one of those tech labs on the factory. Smart servos could be very helpful at this stage of the game. All those little upgrades. He's really going to need them, and he has plenty of gas. But Serral once again slips to the left side. That sensor tower coverage not being enough. And this might be the end of Heromarines' 4th base. I guess 4th. We'll call it a 4th base. The Hydra's going to do enough damage. The tanks aren't in position. He has to fall back to the natural. 19 SCVs going down with it, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because he's adding on extra command centers, which means more orbital commands potentially, or planetaries. And having a bigger army is important for mech at this stage. The biggest danger for a mech player is just not quite having enough units. You got to have a critical mass of tanks, of liberators, of all these things, so that way Vipers can't have the ridiculous effectiveness they have in these mid-size engagements. Planetary going to hold the line. Parasitic bomb. The liberators are sieged up, so they can't avoid it as quickly. Nice micro away from Heromarine. Got to be careful with those other air units. Serral swings around Heromarine with a good scan on it. Will he repair some of those? More orbitals coming. The Liberator's going to siege up, trying to keep some pressure on Serral while all this is happening. Heromarine slowly being whittled down by the Vipers. He needs to do a little bit more counter pressure in order to keep up. You can't be losing bases and be pushed back to your own. But still, more orbitals on the way. Great production. I don't know how many starports. He's got 3 starports and 7 factories. Ghost Academy's on the way. Actually, a barracks and a Ghost Academy. Looking for EMP. Yeah, only adding 1 barracks. So that's either for nukes or EMP. Be adding more if he really was looking to add a bunch of ghosts in. But at this point, both players have such strong armies, they're starting to mine out of their main and their nat. They're forced to either risk overextending and then maybe mining out or playing super cost-effective. When we reach that later game stage, but some tanks are dragged in. They still get shots off, though, because they're not blinded. Liberator's trying to siege up. Parasitic bomb will push away the rest. Nice micro from Heromarine. But Serral with a lot of money in the bank. Heromarine, he doesn't know the exact number, but he knows he's not killing that much in the way of heavy gas units. When he's losing cyclones and tanks left and right, that's not ideal. I'd be looking at... The ultimate late game for most Terrans is a couple dozen ghosts, ranged liberators, enough tanks in the background, and then you fill in maybe Hellions and some Thors with the rest. Of course, Vikings as well. So pretty much you just get all the good units. I said dropping mad knowledge. Gonna finally repair those liberators. Finds a moment to breathe, but Serral's coming in the left. He's gonna try to work this angle. If he can get on the production, that's almost the game itself. Blinding Cloud could be very effective on those tanks on the low ground. He uses it, but nice volleys come off. The Thors are gonna hold the line. They have a lot of armor. He's got, what, 2-3 right now? 2-3 is correct. High impact mode for the Thors. That means they do extra single target damage. They lose their splash, but very good for taking out Vipers and maybe Broodlords. Heromarine still push back. This is the stage of the game. There are hard choices to be made for the mech player. He doesn't have a bunch of ghosts, so he doesn't have ridiculous cost effectiveness, even if mech is cost effective. It looks like he's gonna try for EMP on the Vipers and then take a nice fight with tanks. The EMP on the Vipers can make all the difference if the tanks are actually allowed to fire for more than a couple seconds. So many liberators. we're also getting to the stage of the match where sometimes you don't need to worry about mining from multiple bases, just making sure you have one base secured at a time. It looks like that is what Heromarine is opting for. Not trying to take all bases, but just making sure he has them safe. Serral's moving on the left, though.
Your forces are under attack.
Ooh, Heromarine sieging up in kind of an awkward location. He needs to bring some of those tanks down. Okay, he didn't siege up all the tanks. As many Viper snipes as possible.
Upgrade complete.
Gonna drop it down. Looks like he wants a planetary there. How many orbitals are we looking at? We have 6 orbitals.
Mineral field depleted.
Has still a strong mech army. Serral actually has less drones, but he has a huge amount of money in the bank.
Mineral field depleted.
Heromarine is killing his own SCVs with his planetary to free up supply.
Mineral field depleted.
Looks like, oh, and I just shot down some cyclones. We don't do pauses here. He's finding all the ways to free up supply. The SCVs are offering themselves up. He knows he needs the army, especially with a gold base. He's not going to worry too much about his income. He just needs the firepower right now. The stopping power, more like. We've reached that standoff stage where the armies are incredibly powerful, but not easily replaced. This isn't Hydroling Bane versus Cyclone Hellion. What do we do? There's a Nidus in the back. Heromarine doesn't see it. Where are those Hydras going? He doesn't know. He doesn't notice. There's been red dots on the minimap for so long, but a Nidus! Heromarine not even looking for it. Does he not hear it, or does he care? There's so many units out on the field. He's going to try to move forward, take advantage of this, hope that Serral overcommits into the Nidus. Some units are coming back. That's a lot of Hydralisk. It's like Warp Gate for Zerg. Great usage of the Nidus Worm for Serral. He has Spore Crawlers and Creep. He's got time. Serral clearing out a lot of the main. The main base not a huge deal right now. He can easily rebuild this production, but much of it could die here. The Vikings are coming back. Is he going to lay them on the deck? He does. Most of the spores have been cleared out. Vipers are consuming them as well. EMP could be a big factor here. Looks like he doesn't quite have the energy for one. He's about to. More Hydras in the main. Heromarine trying to hold on. The Hydras with incredible DPS. They've got 3-3 done. If there are not siege tanks or liberators, it's going to be really tough to clear them out. Heromarine has taken the center of the map, but at the price of his main. The Nidus is still there. He could send... Serral could send reinforcements, but I think at this point it's not a great idea. Heromarine starting to thin out, but it looks bad. But then you look at his bank. He's got a gold base. He's got a decent chunk of gas. He didn't lose that much production in the main, so that's not the end of the world yet for Heromarine. The drop downs. He needs to be a little bit more careful about repairing his units. Serral is mining from that top base. That Heromarine cannot abide by that. Oof. Another Nidus in the main. Serral working both angles right now. It feels like he's being whittled down. Is Heromarine with no Marines. The map, he's losing control of the map. He's got to make a play soon. EMPs could factor in. The Spore Crawler's trying to move forward, but instead decide it's time to move back. The Niduses have been shut down. The Nidusai? The Nidai? The Nidun? The Nidex? No, stop talking. Snipes coming through. Did he get a snipe off? No. Looks like he's going to opt for EMP. Nice Broodlord. Oh, he gets the ghost. Serral with the ghost snipe. That ghost was the key to everything. Really feels like he should have more than one. Those Vipers, a massive threat while they still have near full energy. How many Liberators now? 13. He's going to try to siege up. Each ghost is precious. He really should have more barracks here, I feel. That means... Yeah, Serral... Well, the sensor tower gives away all this information. Not that Serral... These players are playing... It's not so much that they can't tell what the other one is doing. It's literally how fast you can react to it. Serral is exploiting the fact that not only is Heromarine... His attention is divided, but his units don't move incredibly quickly as well. This army is on the wrong side of the gold. He really doesn't want to let those Broodlords get into position. Heromarine is...
Under attack.
He's making tough choices here. There's a Nidus on his third base location. What?
Mineral field depleted. Mineral
Gonna siege
field
up and cut off the base on the left. That should be pretty close to a freebie. Some Infestors mixed into Serral's army. Liberators are sieging everything that comes out of the Nidus. Oh, is there Neural Parasite? Yes! But not quite able to do what he needs. The Fungal, the Wombo Combo Parasitic Bomb Fungal. Oh no. The splash damage on the air keeps the Liberators from being able to siege up, but some of the Infestors go down. The Thors targeting down the Broodlords. Blinding Clouds used for now. Where are the Vikings? There are no Vikings left. These are the only 3 in the back line here. The Thors need to target down the Broodlords. Heromarine supply evaporates. He builds 7 Thors. It looks like the Bronze League heroes were right. Thors are the way. He's gonna try to just power through with heavy metal. Building 4 more starports now.
Your forces are under attack.
7 Thors at a time. But Serral is solidifying his position. Heromarine is running out of patches to mine from. The problem here is even if he does deal with the brutes, Serral almost has the bank for another army. Heromarine, he has to catch the Broodlords out of position without Viper, without Infestor support. Otherwise, it's going to be at the very best a trade. A trade he can't afford.
Is under attack.
But the Thors are completing. Hellions working their way out. They'll find a position. He could maybe go into Hellbat mode. It looks like he will in a moment.
Your forces.
Oh, but the Planetary under fire. The Hellbat's doing their best. Down goes the Planetary at the Golda. A big part of this income. Heromarine has 150 supply of fully upgraded mech. But is it enough? The Hellbat's trying to work their way in. Serral micros back. The Hellbat's not going to find much more. Serral's 4 crawlers have moved forward. Heromarine can't give up any more ground.
Mineral field depleted.
He needs these bases. Without them, there's no income. He needs that left side base that was taken out a while ago.
Base is under attack.
How do you even fight that? Thors are the answer, he says. He's got 15 Thors, and not much else.
Mineral field depleted.
Liberators being
Base
produced.
is under attack.
Half a dozen at a time they were until he was maxed out.
Shared this yesterday.
Vespene Geyser exhausted. Vespene Geyser
Where is Serral's army? That's what Heromarine is trying to figure out. He sees it at the edge. How do you beat that? How many Infestors does Serral have? Heromarine doesn't know for sure. There's only 4. There's 5 Vipers. But can you be cost effective enough at this point? Serral has consumed much of the map. Heromarine doesn't have the most cost-effective unit. What is it? Whoa, what's happening up there? Heromarine! Was that SCVs? I believe it was SCVs. Yeah. He's freeing up even more supply. Over 150 supply of army. The Broodlords begin to siege. Heromarine can't give up this base. He's looking for an opportunity. The Thor's moving up a little bit more. 12 SCVs have gone down this minute. Some of them he sacrificed. He's just going to siege up on top of the Spore, saying you can't kill them all. Parasitic Bomb's going to help out a lot. The Thor's doing their best. Blinding Clouds, beautiful from Serral. The Broodlings keeping the Thors from getting too close. Heromarine is forced to back off. He's lost all his Liberators. Barely taken out any of the Broods. Just doesn't have the ghosts he needs to back this up. Trying to take out the Vipers. There's still a lot of Thors on the field. He's rebuilding. This is the last of his gas and most of his minerals. Wait, the Broodlord's getting a little bit too far forward. They're automatically targeted by the high-impact Thors. He's building more Vikings and Liberators. I'm allergic to Broodlord and Fester. I apologize. Ah. Reminds me of the allergies of 2011.
Vespene geyser exhausted.
The Brood Lords. There's too many. Without ghosts, a well-controlled late-game Zerg army, you just don't have the spellcasters. You just don't. GG. Serral takes it. Bruh, stop moving the camera. I'm sorry. I'll try to tell the cameraman that we were following to stop moving the camera so much. The cameraman, of course, was Heromarine in that game because we were following his camera. It's pretty hard to follow. I know. A solid game, but I feel it's really hard. Like I mentioned at the beginning, he sometimes gets stuck. And this is not specific to Heromarine. It's a lot of Terran players. They get stuck on a certain unit composition, and like you should add the ghosts, or in some cases like ranged liberators, but you're like, maybe I can make it work.